Okay, welcome everyone to Tuesday Night Pilates. Let's get started with yourself in standing, opening your toes and your heels, having your feet connected to the floor. I want you to feel weight through both heels, coming forward and feeling weight through your big toes, and then out to your little toe and settling back into your heels. Then keep the knees a little bit soft, grow tall through the spine, lengthen the back of your neck, and let those shoulders drop down from your ears. And then think about the collarbones at the front. We want them to smile wide. So opening the shoulders and keeping the rib cage resting down and pelvis in neutral. So we're going to breathe in through the nose and out through your mouth. Breathing in and breathing out. On this next one, engage your core. So breathing in and then thinking about the tummy drawing in, pelvic floor drawing up to set your center. We're going to use it for balance to start with. So keep engaged through the core and then rise up onto the toes and lower your heels. Coming up and lower. Coming up and lower. Think of the crown of your head lifting up to the ceiling and down. Couple more. And then we're going to add your arms. Let your arms spread out like wings, nice and wide, coming up. And then all the way down. Take a breath in. Exhale. Up, shoulders are relaxed. And all the way down. Tummy in. Nice and strong in your ankles. And we're going to do one more. Half a roll down, nod your head, rolling just halfway down so the pelvis is still and your legs are still. And then we're going to stack the spine back up. So it's just really your upper back. So we're going to do it again. Nod your head, roll just halfway down. Then we're going to bend the knees and let your arms reach forward. So you're staying rounded in your spine. Straighten the legs and then roll the spine up. Not from all the way down at the bottom, it's only half a roll down. So we're going to nod the head, roll just halfway down, bend the knees, reach, bring the arms back, straighten the legs, stack the spine. One more. Just halfway, bend and reach, and back. Up onto the toes, let your arms go wide. And then all the way down and into that roll down. Bend your knees, reach forward. Bring the arms back, straightening up. Tummy engaged, onto the toes, lift. And then lower, let's do two more. Just nicely warming up your spine. Shoulders relaxed, tummy in, up. And down, one more. And then standing tall. Bring your shoulders up and back. And into upper back warm up. So arms come forward just to shoulder height. Clasp your hands together, palms forward. Chin to chest, take a breath in. And breathe out. Arms coming up, have a look, and release. Start again with the shoulder roll. Keep those shoulders down as the arms come forward, collarbones are wide. Hands together and press, chin to chest and breathe in. Breathing out, arms up, have a look, and release. And another one. Breathe into the sides of your ribs. Exhale. Arms up. Have a look. And release. Bending the knees, arms forward. And up. Good. Knees apart. Shoulders relaxed. Couple more. And then into the foot series where we're going to balance again. So down and hold, relax those shoulders, keep them wide, balance onto the toes, then all the way up and lower the heels. Bend the knees, onto the toes, rising up, lower the heels, and down, onto the toes, and lower. Shoulders relaxed. Couple more. We're going to do it in reverse. So when you finish that one, you're going to go back up onto the toes, stay balanced and bend your knees, lower the heels, and then into standing. And again, up, bend, lower, and stand. Up, bend, lower, and stand. Two more. Up, and stand. Last one. And stand. Take your feet apart. So toes are slightly out. Pelvis is in neutral. Nice and tall through the spine. Widen on your knees. Bring your arms out to shoulder height. And then all the way up. And again, coming down. And up. Spine nice and straight. Couple more. Coming down and hold. Bring your arms forward, shoulders down. So keep those knees nice and wide and still. Bow and arrow. Bring one elbow back. Lengthen the arm out. You're twisting your body, but not moving your legs. Then bend the elbow and lengthen back to the front. Other side. Returning here. Try and keep your arm at shoulder height. Fold it. Lengthen back to the front. Open the arms out and back into standing. Good. Let's try it again. Have a breath in. Keep that plie, so keep the knees open. Arms are forward, shoulders are down. Bend one elbow, turn. Your eyes are looking at your fingers. And then you're going to bend and lengthen. Other side. Bend and lengthen. Open and up. And then for your mermaid stretch, down and hold. Arm up, relax the other arm. Reach. Hold and breathe in. And circle through. Other side, coming up. And reach. Hold and breathe in. And circle through. And up. Have a breath in. Let's try it again. Down and hold. Hold that plie. Bring the arm up. Relax your shoulder. Reach. Hold and breathe in. Center. Other side. And up, hands on hips, and you can bring your heels a little closer for side leg lift. So try and keep your body vertical. We're going to bend, glide across, try and keep the hips level, little lift and lower. Glide to the other side. When you're ready, up and down. Make sure you engage your core. Try and use your core to help keep you steady and vertical. Coming down and across. When you're ready. Little lift, other side. And back to center. Let's try that side again. So tummy in, and then we're using those glutes all the way over. And then back to this side. All the way over. Center. And up. Bring your feet back underneath your hips. Relax your arms and come into walking. So opposite arm to leg. And we'll get all those little joints moving. Any little cracks out from the ankles and the feet. And hopefully feeling a stretch on the bottom of your foot as you lift it. Lift the heel. So tummy in, pelvic floor lifting, nice and tall. Pelvis is still. Good, okay, and relax there. We're gonna turn and roll down. I'm just gonna bring the camera down a little bit. Here we are. Okay, so standing tall, have a breath in, chin to chest. Rolling down through the spine, take your time. Come past your hip bones this time. Keep your weight a little bit forward and your knees a bit soft so you don't press back with your legs. Let your neck go, let your head go. Breath in. All the way up, staying rounded in your spine. Stacking all the way up, open those shoulders, take a breath in. Coming down again. Feel that nice stretch in your legs. Let any tension go from your neck. Coming up. And again, chin to chest. This time we're going to come into downward facing dog. If you don't want to do it, just come into all fours. So bend your knees and come down, or else we're going to give the back of the legs a nice stretch here. Bend the knees a little, get your hands on the floor and walk them forward, and then up onto the toes. Try and lift your sitting bones high to the ceiling and press your chest towards your thighs. And then we're coming into walking, so lower one heel and then the other. Try and keep pressing through your hands to lift your sitting bones to the ceiling and your chest towards your thighs. And then all the way up again onto those toes, pressing back. And then see if you can lower those heels wherever you get to. Feel the stretch down the back of the legs. Let your neck relax. And then you can bend your knees and come all the way down. You can come into a shell stretch, sitting back towards your heels. Let your arms stretch forward. Keep stretching there. And then into all fours. Find that neutral position. So you want to have shoulders down from ears, rib cage connected to the hips, tummy drawing up. So you're in a neutral position. Elbows make sure they're not just hyperextending, just have them a little bit soft. And keep the neck nice and long. We're coming into box press. So we're going to keep everything still. We're going to bend the elbows and straighten. Bend and straighten. Try not to let those shoulder blades move and keep pressing through your hands to lift the chest bone. That's it, again, a few more. Tummy lifted, chest lifted, small bend of the elbows. Last two. And another stretch back into that shell stretch. And walk those arms forward. Breathing in, breathing out. And then coming up. And we're going to turn onto your back. Okay, so I'm just going to move our pictures. You only need a larger cushion when we come to sitting tonight. Here we go. So you want a small block for underneath your head. And you're going to come into a neutral position here on your back. So feet are hip width apart, your knees are hip width apart, and feel your feet connect to the floor. Then just let your arms rest by your side, keeping the neck nice and long and resting onto the cushion or onto the floor. And then try and feel that your shoulders have opened and just relaxed into the floor. Let go of any tension around there. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Let the tension go from the shoulders, from the neck, from your jaw. And just let the rib cage rest into the floor. And your sacrum should be resting into the floor, pelvis in neutral, allowing that gap to be there. Now we're going to start with hundreds. And you can stay exactly as you are in this nice relaxed neutral position and just float your arms and start here. Or you can make it a little bit harder and start in a single tabletop and pulse your arms from here. Or you can imprint and come into double tabletop and pulse your arms from here. So I'm going to let you decide where you're going to start. I'm going to do level 2. So you can change throughout if you want to. Just make sure that rib cage stays relaxed and the pelvis stays in neutral. We're going to let your arms lift off the floor, stretch those shoulder blades down towards your waist and right to your fingertips, and pulsing your arms up and down, and breathing in for 5 counts, and breathing out for 5 counts. Breathing in for 5, and breathing out for 5. Try and move your arm right from the shoulder and not just at your wrist. Nice and wide on those collarbones. Breathing in, breathing out. If you're in single tabletop, you're going to take that leg down and bring the other leg up and keep going there. So breathing in into the sides of the ribs. Try and let your rib cage widen across the floor. Exhale out. Breathing in for 5. We're going to do 3 more breath cycles, so try and keep going there. Nice energy in your arms. Then your arms can rest and your leg can come down. So coming now into abdominal preparation, try and use the core muscles. As soon as you start to lift your head, your arms can stay here into that hundreds position as you come up. Or if you need to support your neck, you're going to interlock, have your elbows wide, have a breath in, engage your core, lengthen your neck, let that rib cage slide towards your hips, let the head rest in your hands, and lower on the breath out. So breathing in, exhale up, hold, exhale down. Here, drop those shoulder blades, widen the collarbones, no matter which position your arms are in. Try and get the core scooping the lower tummy. Few more. Try and keep the neck nice and long. Last 2. Fantastic. Finishing that when you're on. And then we're going to let the arms just rest on the floor. Pelvis is resting in neutral. We're coming into scissors level 1. Take a breath in. Peeling your foot off the floor, floating that leg into tabletop, letting the hip, letting the knee, the thigh just sink into that hip joint. Hold for a breath. And breathe out, control your leg down. Take a breath in. Right leg coming into tabletop, let the thigh just sink into the hip. Breath in. So you can feel those glutes working as you lower your leg down. Making sure that pelvis isn't squashing the pretend blueberry we have in this space, and you're not losing contact as we lower the leg down. And of course, there's no tension in those shoulders. Just let your shoulders widen and relax. Try and flow the movement with your breath. So only moving on the exhale. One more each side. Into double tabletop for level 2. Coming up, have a breath in, imprint, another breath out, coming up. Knees are over the hips. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. So relax across those shoulders, arms just resting by your side, and the rib cage resting on the floor. So imagine those eggshells on the floor, just under your toes. You're going down, tapping, and you're also sending the knee away from you. So as you're taking that leg down, the knee is moving away from you and then coming back. Send the knee away, bring it back. Rib cage down, tummy in. If you want to work harder, you can work at level 3, where both legs are moving at the same time and you're breathing out, breathing out, breathing out. Or you can be at level 2, you don't have to be at level 3. One leg moving at a time, nice and smooth. There's a couple more each side. Tummy still working strong. Coming down one leg and then the other, and you can stretch your legs out along the floor. Try and pelvic tilt, squeeze the glutes, let the hips open so you're stretching those muscles at the front of your hip. Just breathing in and out. And coming back into neutral position. Pelvis resting in neutral, rib cage resting on the floor, shoulders nice and relaxed, into one leg stretch, level 2. Breath in, exhale to come up, breathe in to hold, exhale to stretch, inhale back, and exhale down. Breathe in to hold, exhale up, breathe in, hold, exhale, thighs should be parallel, coming back, and lower, breathing in, exhale, inhale, hold, exhale, so again, just keep your breathing flowing. See if you can coordinate your movement with your breath. Nice and smooth and precise. You want tabletop, you want 45 degrees, you want tabletop, and then lower gently. Couple more each side. No tension in your shoulders. They're still wide and relaxed into the floor. The neck feels lengthened. One more this side. Into double tabletop. Level 3, 45 degrees. And in, exhale. And in, exhale. Again, send the knee away from you. And back, send the knee away. And back. Not too low to the floor. You're going out and a little bit up. Couple more each side. No tension in the shoulders. Coming down one leg and then the other. Feet are hip width apart. Okay. We're coming into one leg. So actually, let's change it. Let's bring your arms up. Let your shoulders relax into the floor. Collarbones are wide, palms are facing, and your shoulder blades are gliding a little towards your waist. And then we're going to keep that rib cage relaxed and reach the arms up. And let the shoulders drop down. Keep the length in your arms. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in, reach. Exhale. Last one. Shoulders are down, collarbones are wide, scissor the arms, keeping the rib cage resting on the floor. Pause at the shoulders, scissor the arms, back to above the shoulders, scissor on the breath out, and back on the breath in, scissor on the breath out, and back on the breath in. Add your legs, slide your heel, and back, slide your heel, and back. Try and keep the rib cage connected to the hips, connection through the tummy. So rib cage stays on the floor where you stretch the leg. Exhale. One more each side. And then the arms can come down either by your side or on your hips. Feet are hip width apart, pelvis is neutral, one leg circle. Bringing your left leg into tabletop. You can stay in tabletop for level 1, like one leg circle, Or you can extend without flattening your back. So you don't want the tailbone lifting up. You want to keep in a neutral position if you're extending your leg. And you're going to breathe out as you open and breathe in as you come round. Exhale. Inhale round. Keeping the whole right side of you still. The right leg is still. The hip isn't lifting or tilting. You can control the size of the circle to help maintain that pelvis in neutral. Two more times round. And then into tabletop. And connect that foot to the floor. Have a breath in. Bringing your right leg into tabletop. Have a breath in. Exhale, open. And round. Or you can be in level 2 with that leg extended as long as you don't flatten your back. And open. And round. This one I'm going to do in level 1. Try and keep the left side still. The left hip down. And 2 more round. And then you can take that leg down. You can stretch your legs out. Let's come into a stretch of the leg. So bringing one knee in towards your chest. Try and keep the other leg straight on the floor. So you're going to feel it stretch through the hip. And then hold behind the leg and let it stretch up for the hamstring. You can move your foot forward and back or going round in a circle. And try and feel that nice lengthening through the leg. And we'll bend that leg and take it along the floor. Try and keep it straight as you bring the other knee in. Bring it towards the chest. Keeping the other leg straight. And then holding behind and stretching out for your hamstring. You can move your foot. And just feeling that nice stretch down the back of the leg. And then you can bend and take it down. Bring the other one up, heels a bit closer towards your bottom. You're going to have arms by your side with the palms resting upwards, shoulders wide, neck long, and you can take the cushion out. So shoulder bridge, have a breath in. We're going to pelvic tilt, scoop that tailbone up. Come into your bridge with the chest relaxed and feel the stretch, send the knees away from you. And then lower the breastbone, lower the rib cage, let the abdominals sink down. And release into neutral. Have a breath in. Exhale. Coming up. Try and keep that pelvis tilted. All the way down into neutral. Breathing in. Exhale. Couple more. Just take your time. Rolling up through the spine, pelvic tilt. Coming down through the spine. And one more. When we get to the top of the next bridge, we're going to lift the heel, lift, and lift. So 4 times, or hover the foot, hover the foot, hover the foot, and hover the foot 4 times. Here we go. Pelvic tilt. Coming into your bridge, and it's either heel lifts times 4 or little foot marches times 4, and then lower all the way down. Try and make sure your neck stays long and you're not having your chin up towards the ceiling. Keep the tilt in the pelvis, chest down and relaxed. Little marches or heel lifts. Let's do 2 more. And then coming all the way down, and you can give your knees, both knees, a hug into your chest. And then we're going to come back into neutral. And this time we're going to continue a shoulder bridge, but we're going to add the hip dips 4 each side. Well, no, sorry, 2 each side, so 4 in total. So let's come into your bridge. Send the knees away, stretch on the thighs, and then lower 1 and lift. Lower the other and lift. And again, each side. Then scooping up, lowering all the way down into neutral. Take a breath in. Exhale. Down, lift, down, lift. Try and have a tilt in your pelvis when you drop the hip. Your legs are still stretching away from you. And we're going to do 1 more. Breath in. Last 4, let's go. Scooping up and all the way down. Fantastic. Let your knees just go side to side. Okay. We're ready to roll onto your side. So have yourself on your side in a nice straight line. Just going to grab a drink. Underneath arms straight out. And you're right on your side, shoulder over shoulder, hip over hip. We're going to bend the knees forward. So your feet are in line with the spine, knees are together. And you've lengthened. So we've lengthened on both sides of the waist. And relax your neck and shoulder. Cleanse level 1. Have a breath in. Coming up and down. Try and make sure that top hip is still having a bit of a look at the floor. So you're not rolling back. Last two. And then level two. So when you finish that one, we're going to bring both feet just off the floor, keeping them together. Try and keep length in your side. Breath in and exhale all the way up. And control that leg down. Exhale. And control all the way down. Now on this last one, you can hold your knee up here or you can take it down. And then you're going to extend and bend, extend and bend. 3 more. And then down and lower. Super. We're going to stay here. We're going to come into lift and lower, but with a short lever. So we're going to keep that knee bent and we're going to lift and lower. Now try not to bunch up here in your side. Lengthen and then lift and lower, trying to keep that hip over the bottom hip. So your spine and pelvis are still. That's it. Really working those glutes. Lifting right to the top without moving that hip. Last two. And all the way down. Either extending just your top leg or both. If they're both, they're just in front of your hips. And we're going to come into side kick. So taking that leg up, flex your foot, press the heel away. Make sure your rib cage is in line with your hips. We're hip over hip. We're going to keep that pelvis still, tummy in. Breath in, we're going to point the foot, glide forwards at hip height, and glide back, leading with your heel. Not a huge movement. Try not to get into swinging your leg. We want to control it forward and back. Try and feel like that rib cage is connected to the hips. The rest of your body is still. It's only your leg gliding forward and back. For a couple more. And then lower. And then the last one we're going to do here is side leg circles. So back into that same position, hip height, flex your foot, stretch your leg. Keeping the pelvis still, we're going to go forward with the leg, up and round to the back. Forward, up and round to the back. Size of the circle is up to you. And then we're going to go round in the other direction. So heel to the back, up and round to the front. One more. And then down, and now you can give that hip a rub. And then bend your knees and bring yourself up. And you can sit on your bigger block. You can sit with your legs open or crossed. It's up to you, however you're most comfortable. So just make sure those sitting bones are pointing down. You've lengthened nice and tall up through the spine. Excuse me, we're going to have our arms in a Cossack position. So you're going to be like this, with the shoulders wide and down from your ears. So we're nice and tall. Have a breath in, and then turn, spine twist, hold for a breath, and back to the center, trying to keep those arms just at or below shoulder height. Try and feel those shoulder blades gliding down your back. So nice and tall, breathe in. Exhale. And again. Last one each side. And then let those arms come down. So really works those shoulders there nicely. Taking your block to the other side. Lying straight. And once you feel that you are on your side in a straight line, bend the knees forward, feet are in line with your spine, knees are together. And we're hip over hip. Relax the neck and shoulder, let your head just rest. So you're ready for level 1 clamps. Going as high as you can, but without rolling back. Ribcage in line, right on your side. One more. And hold. Take the feet off the floor, keeping them together. Again, staying hip over hip. Breath in, coming up, and slowly down. And up, and slowly down. Shoulder relaxed. Keep your breathing going. Couple more. Now, if you want to keep your knee at the top, then keep it here. And if not, lower it down and then extend and bend. Last two. And then lower and lower. Stay here. Staying in this position, keeping hip over hip, so we've lengthened on both sides. That hip's going to stay still, and we're lifting up and down. We open and close. Up and down. Last two. Good work. So now you can stretch one leg or both legs. Take the top leg to hip height, flex your foot, stretch the leg away. That should lengthen your side. Feel like the rib cage is connected to those hip bones. We're going to keep the body super still. Have a breath in, point your foot, glide that top leg forward. And with your heel leading, glide back. Tummy in the whole time. Trying to keep that pelvis still. Last two. Try and control the leg, not butt into swinging. And then lower. We're nearly there. So side leg circles is next. Bringing that leg back to hip height. Flexing the foot, we're going to draw a circle with that heel, tummy in. And we're going forward, up and round to the back. Forward, up and round to the back. Trying to keep the rib cage still, pelvis still. Doesn't matter how big the circle is. One more this way. And then we're going to change direction. So heel to the back, circle up round to the front. 3 to go. This really gets in those glutes. Last one. And then lower and give your hip a reward there. Okay. So we are going onto your tummy for swimming level 3. If you want to use your arms, you're going to have your block under your forehead, and your arms will be stretched out. Or you can have your hands under your head. Shoulders are down from your ears, pelvic tilting to engage your core, and then it's opposite arm to leg, and lower, opposite arm to leg, and lower. If you need to reset your pelvis, then go ahead, just take it at your own pace. Breathing out as you lift, breathing in to lower. Couple more each side. And then relax there, taking yourself up into cobra. So just having your hands here. And we're gonna go up. Nice stretch of the abdominals, let those shoulders drop down. And then bend. Breathing in, exhale. And then bend. So just going as far as your back feels comfortable. And we're going to do one more. Then we're going to come up and into the shell stretch, sitting back towards your heels, stretching your arms forward. Relax your neck. Breathing in, breathing out. And then up and into all fours. Knees under your hips, hands under or just forward of your shoulders into your cat-cow stretch. Stretch your spine up towards the ceiling. Relax your neck. Tailbone out. Hollow. Looking forward, breathing in. Exhale. And again, tucking it under. Coming up, this time into neutral. Okay, so we've got shoulders away from ears, rib cage connected to the hips, tummy lifting up. Ready for swimming, level 4. You can keep this close contact where your fingers and your toes are in contact with the floor. You can do just legs, or you can do arm and leg, trying to stretch away, coming back to the center. Try to keep those shoulders down, and you're pressing through the one arm to keep the chest lifted and the shoulders level. Couple more each side. Good. And then into threading the needle, coming up. Under, hand on the floor, stretch it through. If you want to turn your hand down, you can press. And then bring it back. Have a breath in. Up and under. Trying to keep the hips over the knees. Your eyes are looking at your finger. You're rotating your neck as well. Bring it up. Under. One more each side. And then you can tuck your toes under, walk your hands back and roll up. Oh, well done. So coming back into standing, feet hip width apart, engaging your center and rolling those shoulders up and back. Just let them drop. And then finishing here with the chest stretch. So have a breath in. Bring the arms up, nice stretch, nice and tall, and then all the way down. And standing already a little taller, reach the arms up. And down, breathing in. And down, last one. And all the way down, give those shoulders a shake. Nice and mobile now. Well done, everyone.